It's an electric bass, so it takes it out of your category. I have made or repaired a couple of acoustics, but my love of instruments has always been the electrics. I've made about 25 of them now. I've got 5, 6 strings, all electric. But the things that we have in common, especially Ed and I, is we do almost all the carving and the construction by hand, and modeling them off of some of the stuff that personally I always wanted when I was a kid but couldn't afford. And now it's even more unaffordable, so I make it.
First of all, identify yourself too for our...
My name's Richard Lake.
Richard, it's nice to meet you.
I was lucky enough to be with these guys when this whole thing started.
Okay. And this organization is about a year old now?
Exactly a year old, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's great. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yep.
Now, I assume this is not your profession. Is it your hobby? Do you make a living at it?
No. In fact, I have a heck of a time even selling one of these devils. When I say I've done about 25, about 19 of them are in my music room, and the other 6 I've given away. Usually to kids that can't afford whatever, even a cheap instrument, but that have shown that they'll learn how to play it, that it won't be sitting in a corner. There's one 14-year-old that I gave him a guitar when he was 12, and the kid just smokes on it. Now, I think his grades are suffering a little bit, but so what if he keeps playing? He won't have to worry about that stuff.
Well, when the kids get hooked on it, sometimes my own son in high school used to sneak out of the house and play with an Irish band in Philadelphia.
Right off the boat from Belfast.
Right off the boat from Belfast. It grabs them.
There's bad influences everywhere. There's nothing we can do about it.
And we were both Philadelphia mummers too. So
got it.
But that's neat. So you made about 25.
Yeah.
What do you do as a profession?
I'm a respiratory therapist and a physician's assistant.
Wonderful. So you're helping people and doing good at the same time. That's great.
Hopefully. That is the goal.
How long have you been building?
I was just saying, the first time I carved that particular headstock was in 1969, but a long hiatus, and I picked it up again about 7 years ago. Moved up here about 4.5 years ago, and this is a woodworker's heaven. The availability of fine hardwoods, instrument quality hardwoods, with the exception of perhaps spruce tops, is great up here.
Some spruce soundboard I got from Wayne Henderson. Abalone inlay on it there. And here's the curly maple neck with abalone and mother of pearl inlay. And I had it engraved and put gold in there. I inlaid it, but I didn't do the etching part of it there.
That's curly maple?
Yes, sir.
Very pretty. Yeah. Can you get a close-up on that, Pat? It reminds me of my first long rifle that I had built. It had a curly, we used to call it tiger stripe.
Yeah.
In the gun stock, yeah. Very pretty neck. That's going to stain up real nice, isn't it?
Yeah, this is one of my, well, these are my 2 favorite woods. The Cocobolo rosewood and the curly maple. This is a walnut neck I'm working on. It's got a elephant ivory owl with a gold lit mother of pearl head plate here. I mean, moon on the head plate. And I hope to get somebody to engrave my name across here. Haven't found anybody to do that yet. But I've got a walnut back. It's a real nice piece of walnut crotch that I book matched. And out of quite a few thousand feet of walnut I've handled, I've never come across a piece like it in the past. So I think that'll make a pretty nice looking instrument.
I didn't get your name at the beginning.
Oh, Ed Shepard.
Ed Shepard?
Yes, sir.
You're local here, right?
Yes, sir.
How many guitars have you built?
One.
Okay.
I've finished one, and I'm a lot like Richard. I gave it away. I gave it to the preacher in Tennessee where I was living at the time that suggested I started building guitars. When he wanted to buy the first one, I said, well, you're getting the first one, but I'm not going to take your money for it. And so now I've got this one and 3 more at the house that are pretty close. So I hope by Christmas to have 4 of them finished.
Stanley Lorton, how do you do?
I'm a retired carpenter. I retired at 62 in 1981. I'm 81 years old.
God bless you. It's wonderful.
And this is, I've got so much finer made instruments. This is a good instrument, no question about it. It's my type of A style.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is a mandolin,
Yeah,
and the body style is?
it's A style,
A
Gibson
style?
A style.
And it's made out of?
Curly maple,
Okay.
back and sides, plain maple neck, maple inlaid on the peg head.
Is the top spruce also?
The top is fir.
Okay. All right.
And the wood, all the wood is local, Floyd County wood, except the top, and the fir came from West Virginia.
Okay. Do you play the mandolin?
Well, I make a little racket on it sometimes.
All right. Let's hear how it sounds.
I done my playing in my teens.
Okay.
I got married at 21, and 22 years old, I hung it up. And I never done any playing, hardly at all, for about 35 or possibly 40 years. And when I made my first instrument about 1980, and then I started trying to play again, but I never could get back what I had in my youth.
Okay.
You know?
Well, let's hear how this instrument sounds.
I can't play with those pipe picks. They tell me those are the tools of the devil. Sounds great.
I guess it's sort of based on the pattern of like a triple op 45 Martin from the early 20s sometime. And I built this about a year ago. This soundboard at the top is made from Appalachian red spruce, come from West Virginia. And the back and sides are Brazilian rosewood, which is pretty hard stuff to come by anymore. You just have to scrap around for it wherever you can find it. And the neck is made out of Honduras mahogany, and the bridge and fingerboard is ebony. Has quite a bit of inlays work done with abalone, and has a little. The abalone's not too hard to put in there, but the little tiny wood lines that are along the edge of it takes a lot of work, and it's inlaid on all the borders, the backs and sides. And and the bindings are made from stuff called abroad. It's a kind of plastic that they invented back in about the turn of the century. That stuff was invented to replace cue balls. That the solid ivory billiard balls were hard to come by, and especially to make then, and they invented this plastic before that had the little grain lines that looked like ivory. And the Vega Banjo Company picked up on that stuff. All these instruments used to have genuine ivory. You soak it in vinegar and you can bend it around to make everything like bindings and things out of it. So they invented this celluloid material, which is wonderful stuff to work, and it looks just like ivory. You don't have to kill any elephants to get it. And that's what the binding's made out of. And Brazilian rosewood is a great tone wood. Unfortunately, it's real scarce and hard to come by. You know, the only time you ever find any is where you find a stash or a board that somebody's had for a long time. And
Number 231.
yeah, this is the 231 guitar I've made. I'm working on right now in the shop, number 241, I think.
241.
Yeah, and I've been making them guitars that I put a number in since 1964, and I've been making them ever since. I've made so many guitars every year since, and some years a few, and some years more. And I started playing when I was 5, and I've always been into
Now, when I pick that guitar up, every one of them good licks is gonna be going out.
bad, haven't they? I guess you got electronic wizardry to make up for that there. Can you make me sound like Sam Bush?